Nobody likes us and we don't care. As Seattle Sounders fans know, we're on fire right now. Today, we're going to be talking about the woes that have plagued us in the beginning of the season and what we've done to change that. Welcome to Football Talk. The Sounders have always been one of the most successful clubs in Major League Soccer. But boy, oh boy, have we had an interesting year. So, starting off, let's talk about the successes we've had as a club and as a team. So, in 2014, we won the Supporter Shield for the first time for finishing the season with the most points. We've won the US Open Cup 4 times. And we've made the playoffs every year for 7 straight years. That's a pretty good, successful run. But going into the 2016 season, we made some grave mistakes and we have paid dearly for them. Going into the 2016 season, we sold half of our strike force, half of the most dynamic strike force in MLS. We sold Obafemi Martins to Shanghai Greenland Shenhua. We also sold one of our best wide midfielders and Marco Papa to the Colorado Rapids. Now, the selling of the wide midfielders would really come to bite us in the butt back in the first part of the 2016 season. Now we're moving on to what has happened to us this season. We've lost a lot, and that is directly attributed to a change in formation and a lack of quality players on the pitch. Now, we have a lot of talent. We have Clint Dempsey, we have rookie Jordan Morris, we have Andreas Ivanschitz. But the way they work together as a team has changed. The way the ball is fed to the strikers has changed. And that's primarily, in my opinion, due to the shift to a 4-3-3 formation. A 4-3-3 formation needs wide midfielders. You can't play it with strikers as your wide midfielders. It just does not work. Jordan Morris is an out-and-out striker. You can't play him on right wing. You can't play him on left wing. He needs to be in the center of the pitch. You could give him a strike partner and he could be on either side of it, but it still needs to be central to the pitch. Selling Papa was a bad decision going into a 4-3-3 formation when your options are Ivanschitz, Dempsey, and Morris up front. Ivanschitz is more of a central creative midfielder, even though he can play out on the left wing occasionally. So the 4-3-3 decision was a very bad idea for the Sounders. Another mark of shame on the Sounders this season has been Stefan Frei's complete lack of any semblance of consistency. He will go from having a sparkling performance 1 minute to literally setting the ball at the foot of a striker for them to knock it into the back of the net the next. There's no consistency. He has been better in recent games, but over the course of the season, he's had very inconsistent performances, and that needs to change. But perhaps the single biggest problem for Seattle Sounders this year has been their lack of defensive solidity. There has been no communication between the center backs and the full backs and the goalkeeper, leaving wide areas open for a player to run through, or leaving men unmarked in the box to just simply point and shoot and get the ball into the back of the net. There has been no defensive solidity. Our only saving grace has been Chad Marshall and Ozzie Alonso in center back and defensive midfield respectively. But the complete lack of any form of defensive solidity has bit us in the butt so many times this season, you can't even count it. With Tyrone Mears letting in Sebastian Letget to equalize after we had dominated a game against LA when there was no need for that ball to go in. There was no way the ball should have gone in. He should have marked Letget like any good defender would have and stopped any chance, and we could have gotten away with the 3 points instead of just a drop. And finally, in terms of the problems marring the Seattle Sounders, we have our chance conversion ratio. We've created the most chances in the league. However, we've scored slightly over 20 goals, which is not good. Our chance conversion ratio is sitting at just above 10%, which is absolutely horrible for a team of the Sounders' caliber. We have players like Dempsey and Ivanschitz up top. We should be converting more chances, but we're not. Our fullbacks are making errant crosses into the box, not really caring where they land, or going all the way out over to the other side of the pitch to give the opposing team a throw-in. We can't let that type of play ruin our season. We need to get those chances, but make them count. So that brings us to where we are now. We're currently sitting 9th in the Western Conference, just one spot above bottom place Houston Dynamo. But as Seattle fans know, we've had 3 positive results in a row, which is really good for us. We had a draw against LA, a win against Orlando City away from home, and a win against Real Salt Lake at home. And that's primarily due to the shift in the momentum of the team, the formation, and the management. The Sounders have fired Siggy Schmidt, their only coach in the MLS era, and are using Brian Schmetzer, the former coach of back in the NASL days, as their interim head coach. And he's changed the formation from a 4-3-3 to a 4-2-3-1 with Ivanchitz, Dempsey, and Lodero as the center attacking mids, which brings us into the topic of Nicolas Lodero, our new designated player signing. Lodero, our new designated player, has plenty of experience playing for big leagues, playing for the Eredivisie in the Netherlands and Boca Juniors, arguably the biggest football club in the Americas. He's brought a new spark to the Seattle Sounders, creating great opportunities with crossing and through balls that we just did not have before, and the team as a whole looks energized around him. In just 3 games, he's made the MLS Team of the Week 3 times, getting 3 assists and scoring a goal. Now that brings us to the playoffs, the playoff picture, and where the Seattle Sounders stand. Our playoff hopes are still alive. We can make it to the playoffs. We need roughly 6 wins out of our last 11 games to guarantee a playoff spot. We could get into a playoff spot via other methods with draws, but to guarantee it, we need 6 wins. Sounders' next game is up against arch rivals Portland Timbers up in Seattle. Last time the Sounders and Timbers faced off, the Sounders were demolished 3-1 by an on-fire Timber side. Hopefully that'll change this time. My prediction is 2-1 Sounders. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please click the like button down below. Subscribe, comment, share, get the word out about this channel. Really hope you enjoyed. Adios!